Alright, we have arrived for the second half of episode 80, approximately 2 minutes after I ended the recording of the first part. Because I record championships all in one sitting, I just can't put them all in one video because they're more than 5 races, obviously. So yeah, the second half of the Clubman Cup, Nozomi, Haneo, and Mizoto and Kaminaga go into this as the 4 main competitors, as it were, separated by 6 points. So any decent result or any poor result from any of them can easily swing that tide of battle. Well, basically, Mercury has 3 races to hang on to it for. So, without further ado, let's see if they can hack it and prove that they have, at least 2 of them, have not lost their touch after being absent for 7 months, I think it was, thereabouts. Jake Scarborough is now online. That's not relevant. We head to a topless for the 4th race of the championship, and it's a bit of a downpour. A bit, yeah. Even if you wanted to wait out the rain, there was no chance of it because it's going to be raining all day as somebody just smacked right into our camera car at turn 1. Neo Kaminaga, who is one of the contenders for this championship so far, and gets absolutely dunked on by Liv Newstein. Some more of that aggressive driving from her coming to play that we saw from Suzuka in the qualifiers. She about did it again. They put brakes on those BMWs and Arrow, they don't put turn signals, but damn. Just gets tail whipped by Thrasher a little bit. In these conditions, not very much else he could have done. Umi doesn't have the same excuse though. She's got 4-wheel drive, and she nearly just took out Kotori with that. Alright, split the difference. Neo made that work somehow. Alright, that dude's terrible. Yeah, here's the 4-wheel drive advantage, as Neo just slips through in between Kotori and Thrasher, and overtakes them both before we even hit the braking position. Gets to the outside of the minivan. And that's as easy as you like it right there. So this is, it's okay as things stand for Mizoto and Kaminaga. Kaminaga is making her way through the field after her last place starting grid spot. So she's doing everything she needs to do to recover. Nico Mizoto is, again, okay. Just lost 7th to a minivan, but could be worse. Could be Haneo, all the way back here in 18th, 17th, excuse me. She is in the points battle, but she might not be if she doesn't get a move on. Especially when her main competition, Nozomi, has just taken the race lead into turn 1. Bit of a Mustang duel that Nozomi has won. I'm just kind of existing. I do know how to drive in the rain decently well, so that's a bit of my benefit there. And Kaminaga maybe isn't even aware that she has the damage, because it wasn't much. Newstein didn't hit her that hard, and being 4-wheel drive, the loss in stability isn't going to be the most noticeable, even in these torrential... Well, this isn't torrential conditions. The moisture is about 40%, but still, the track is wet, which means stability is less, and yet doesn't seem to affect Neo at all. She's gonna get a good run on Francesca, and she might take the spot away going into the hairpin. No. Francesca breaks later and hangs on for a minute. Nozomi, meanwhile, is checking the fuck out. Well, she's not gone yet, but, like, she's working on it. Houston is just not able to keep up all that well. Isoto's gotten back ahead of the van, and his next conquest will be Macintosh, who's finally having a decent race. It took him starting on pole, but, you know, by any means necessary. Kaminaga's overtaken Fidanzi, Francesca specifically, because there are two of them in the race. Bitch. Cortexa also got damage on lap 1, not sure from who. Too late to go back and check though, for the sake of episode time. Haneo is making slow progress. Not as much as she needs to be though. Not when Nozomi's in the lead. I may be good at driving in the rain, but I don't really know how much I can do against this. That R32's got 4-wheel drive, and it's the only car in the top half of the field to have it. Basically. That's a lie. Katamatsu also does. That's also a minivan, so he's gonna die on the front stretch. He is hanging on to 8th. Umi is also in 10th, and I thought she was in like 12th. Thrasher's just being stalked by Mercury Racing right now, as 3 of their 4 cars are behind him, and then the other one's in the lead. So yeah, Haneo is, moving forward, slowly but surely, up into 12th now. If she can just get past her teammates and ahead of Thrasher, she'd probably call it a successful recovery for her. I'm not going to help her by any means, but her dreams aren't totally crushed if she can manage that. It's pretty rare to get a championship victory when you have a finish below 10. The R32 is able to take so much more cornering speed and be so much more brave on throttle application because of that 4-wheel drive. And so Kaminaga will take the race lead away from the boss, Mustang, of Nozomi. It's a Mustang 2-3 still. Houston's gripping on to 3rd for dear life. With how little traction that Mustang probably has in these conditions, it might literally be gripping on for dear life. Nozomi's got a big run down the front stretch, but it doesn't matter. And I also had a decent run down the backstretch, but I'm defending from Francesca, so I couldn't do anything to attack Houston. Tyler is defending from Mizoto. Thrasher is defending from a minivan. I feel like as though Haneo's teammates have let her go through with little resistance. Gordo's Mercury needs the money from some good championship points results here, even if apparently they got a little bit of financial assistance from, what did they say? I don't know. They said it was their 8th of their... Is that a pun? God damn it. That was a pun, wasn't it? Yeah, they got a bunch of money from something. Or someone. However, whatever, you know, it's a limited amount. It's not like a sponsorship. So... eventually that money will run out, so they have to use the money wisely, you know, spend to earn. Nozomi is certainly carrying her weight in that regard. As, I mean, yeah, she's been overtaken by Kaminaga, but she's still going to have the points lead after this. Because she's 6 ahead of Kaminaga, who's only making up 1 point on her, unless she gets overtaken by Vincent here. as heads through the last little carousel section here. Neo Kaminaga will use 4-wheel drive to its fullest extent and win the rainy Autopolis event. Nozomi and Vincent Houston complete the Mustang 2-3 behind her. I hang on for 5th as I get mugged by Francesca on the final lap. Mizoto's hopes are not dashed completely as he manages 7th, and Haneo manages 9th as Katamatsu collapses at the last possible minute. So, not the end of the road for her. Nozomi is still managing to sort of bolster that lead a little bit. At least over Haneo and Mizoto, not over Neo, though. So... we are green from race 5, Red Bull Ring, for 5 laps. Will be the penultimate race here in the Clubman Cup. And we are on board with Haneo Koizumi, as she will have to make a recovery ride of her own if she wants to remain relevant in the championship fight. Her points rivals are running positions. Well, Nozomi just took 2nd off the start with her superior horsepower over Umi and a minivan. And Nico is somewhere in the mix. Mizoto, yeah, just took 3rd away from Umi, so her main points rivals are in the podium positions. And then somewhere over the goddamn rainbow is Kaminaga, who's also making her way through, but she started 18th, so... or she's running 18th, and she's being overtaken by Kotexa, so... what the... Well, first of all, this dumbass already has damage. So she did something at turn 3, which was running to the back of me. And also Nakazato. She managed to get us both. That was fantastic driving. Ay, ay, ay. And apparently she wasn't fucking done there either. Oh my god, pause. BMW. Jesus, everyone's just swapping around. That looked fucking blatant. That looked intentional from Liv. She looked like she was turning left on the brake into a right-hander. Look at her steering wheel here. Yeah, she straight up was. She just intentionally turned Haneo because, oh, she dared to get alongside her? Really? Bitch. Joke's on you, you tried to turn a drifter. She's gonna save that. Quite a decent save from Haneo there. She never should have had to make in the first place if Liv Newstein had a fucking brain in her head somewhere, but unfortunately finding her brain is kind of like her turn signal. She didn't come with one, so... And yes, I'm aware, I'm very original. Haha, funny BMW no turn signal joke, but... about the only signal she's giving is... I don't actually know, where was I going with that? They're not even mixed. There's nothing to mix up, is Thrasher just, it gets some understeer. Luckily I think Katamatsu knows that, and he's cutting him a break for that, not even like beeping or anything. I don't really know much about him personality-wise. I don't know how laid back he is or isn't. Haneo down the inside of Thrasher. Thrasher once again understeers and has to go wide just to avoid spinning out and collecting the Renault. Francesca was the leader, but Nozomi looked to challenge that, as Francesca kind of forces her on the inside curb there. Mizoto's within striking distance too, if this battle continues much longer. Haneo eventually was victorious over Thrasher, although he does have the acceleration advantage. play a game of dodgems with her teammate Umi, and then missed the next corner as a result of that. So not the most helpful thing that her teammate could have done. But she'll eventually complete the pass regardless. Now, how many cars are actually undamaged? 9. Including Noir. Not me though. Ooh, because thanks, Liv. Bitch. Yeah, so over half the field got damaged on lap 1. The leader of them being Vincent Houston. And the cause of like half of it is running second among the damaged cars. So if you've avoided damage so far, you're guaranteed a top 10 finish, basically. When did that happen? Am I dumb? Looks like that's happened into turn 4. I mean, yeah, kind of routine, really. It's about what you'd expect. Nozomi got to the inside, had more momentum, and she is away. And she's already increased her lead to about a second as we flash forward to present time. Risotto at a distant 3rd, McIntosh a distant 4th, Koizumi 5th, and catching the fake General Lee. Thrasher's sizing up a move on Umi as we speak, so there's not like there's nothing going on up here, but it's not a whole lot. Here somehow his short gear ratios have just really benefited him. I say somehow, I know exactly how. Acceleration. And yeah, even if he's gonna run out of gears right about here, it doesn't matter. Look at how far back he is. 3rd, 4th, and 5th have closed up quite a bit now. How quickly can Haneo navigate this battle for 3rd will determine if she can fight for the lead or if she's fighting for 2nd, basically. As right now it's Nisotto versus McIntosh, 2 wide through turn 4. I don't really know if there was a whole lot of space left there for McIntosh, but he apparently did not need any of it, and he gets through ahead of the 8C, maybe, no he doesn't. Understeer from Risotto, but they keep it clean. Tyler uses some curbs. Haneo enters the picture, and will take full advantage and overtake McIntosh. Can she also get Risotto? It looks like that is a yes. Through goes Haneo on a double overtake in one sector of the track. Risotto's gonna shoot on the outside to defend from McIntosh. And it looks like he will be about successful, yes. So now, 2 laps remaining here from Red Bull Ring. Haneo has 2 laps. Yep, that's how that works. We have 2 laps to go, which would imply that there are 2 more laps remaining before the end of this race in 2 laps. Hi, Mojo Jojo, I'm now your commentator for this Challenge Series event. Or something or other, I don't know. I'm sure SNS probably thought that was funny. I don't think anybody else did. SNS being Sugar and Spice Racing. Risotto and Tyler are still going at it back here, and Thrasher is now probably licking his chops back here like, oh yes, keep doing that. Please continue, so that I may steal 4th from you. Oh yeah, here he goes. Risotto back down the inside of the Super B. They continue to fight. Meanwhile, Koizumi has caught up to Francesca for 2nd. This is a bit of a weird spot to make a pass stick, though. But Koizumi's done it already once, so why not more? I think Risotto has finally emerged victorious. Wow, she really just got Francesca on the outside like that? That was stone cold from the Renault driver. As we're heading up to the final lap here at Red Bull Ring. Everybody else is basically spread out, really. Everyone else of note, anyway. This has pretty much put Kaminaga out of the championship fight. Even with her win at Octopolis, she's lost a lot of points here to the, well, the ones McIntosh is back. I'm unable to even keep up at this point. Considering the fact that her other 3 points rivals are running first, second, and 5th or 4th, one or the other. Currently 5th, but could be 4th with any luck. As we'll be looking at a bit of a Mercury battle for the win. These two have been, well, obviously 2 of the strongest competitors thus far. That's why they're in the championship hunt, so closely contested between themselves and Mizoto. So this is a very pivotal battle. I don't think there will be any teamwork here. This is for the championship, or could be for the championship depending on how things pan out in the finale. Hanyo is waiting for the last possible minute. Don't even give Nozomi the chance to strike back. Blech. English. Meanwhile, dramatic camera. Oh my god, my English is losing it. Uh-oh, Koizumi snuck to the outside. The Renault's gonna have better cornering here. They trade some paint. But the Renault's gonna win. Hanyo is gonna steal that from her teammate at the last second. Nozomi will have to settle for second once more. Francesca will barely maintain a podium finish, and Mizoto with 5th place keeps him sort of in this championship battle. He's not really going to be that close, but he's going to be with a chance. The same cannot be said for Kaminaga, though, as her 13th place finish here is going to put her pretty firmly out of English. Oh my lord. She's not competitive. She's out. There we go. I've managed to utter words. Umi finally getting a decent result as well. Francesca and Tyler also getting some good runs. Francesca especially has really had the short end in this championship, so this podium is kind of a big deal for her. I mean, actually, no. She had a good race at a topless, too. I kind of forgot about that, because I was sort of, like, caught up in the battle for the win there. But, yeah. Oh, actually, no. Doing points. Points update before the last race of the championship. Duh, that's how this has always worked. Well, this is not as close as I thought it was. Oh my lord. So, looking at the point standings heading into the final round, it's Nozomi's to lose. I kind of didn't really pay attention to the fact that, well, she hasn't won any race since round 2. Her lowest finish is 5th. There are a lot of drivers that haven't even gotten the top 5 yet. Yeah, so after 5 races, the most points you could possibly have scored is 100. And Nozomi has scored 93. She finished 5th, 1st, 2nd, 2nd, 2nd. Talk about the bridesmaid. Yeah, so she's at 93 points. Her closest rival in points is Hanyo at 83 after this victory. Followed by Mizoto at 82, Kaminaga at 77, so mathematically there's a chance, but it would take a lot. Then 5th in points is Francesca after this podium, and a 4th place run at Octopolis. She's at 66, 11 points behind Kaminaga. I have 63, I'm 6th in points. Noir is right behind me at 55. Umi's at 51. Houston at 50. Kawashiro at 49. Tie for 11th between Liv and Katamatsu. And Tyler at 48 points each. 14th is Thrasher at 44 points. Kotexa, 15th at 42. Jeremiah Wood, 16th with 41. Fernando Fidanzi has 39 points. Noriaki Nakazato at 31. Don't know why I said his full name. Sebastian Sham at 30. And last in points is little Kotori with certainly a championship to absolutely forget with a mere 20 points. She has exactly one top 10, and besides that, she's scored 11 points across 4 races. So she's equaled... Actually, no, that's not even a top 10. 9 points is 12th. I'm dumb. So yeah, her best finish is 12th. Remember when I was saying there are a lot of drivers that don't even have a top 5? Yeah, her teammate Kotori is one of them, and it's a combination of bad starting grid positions and getting damaged. She took damage in the first race. She got damaged in this one. I think she also got damage in round 3. So she's not had it great. At this point, it would take a miracle just for her to not be last in points. And that would still require her to get at least a top 10. Which she has not done yet. So she's, I think, the only driver to have failed to do so. Yes. So that is just poor. You really wouldn't think she's teammates with Haneo and Nozomi, considering they are at the top of the table right now. And Umi is just kind of right in the middle. So yeah, basically the simplest terms of it, if Nozomi makes top 10, she wins the championship. It's that simple. So, but anything can happen. Obviously. Liv Newstein's on the racetrack, so who knows what could happen with that. Liv might just, have to, scratch her leg or something and, oops, missed a hairpin and wreck 4 cars, including Nozomi. You never know. So, I guess we'll just head into the final race and find out. And we are green for the championship finale, which heads to us from Road Atlanta, a track that I routinely forget is even in the game at all. And, Nozomi's end goal got a little bit harder here. She needs a top 10 to secure the championship, and she's starting 13th, or thereabouts. Now she's in 12th, and might be 11th in a second. Okay, she's now in 10th. Alright, championship's over. She wouldn't even need that, because Ponyo's not leading anyway. So... Mizuno's not out of it either. He's only 1 more behind. He's 11 points behind Nozomi. And he's currently ahead of Haneo. Haneo is currently contending with Thrasher. The headlight just filled the camera here. I should probably mention who we're on board with. We're supposed to be on board with Umi here, as she started last in the race. And they are almost 3 wide heading into the backstretch chicane. Again, Klutz. Yeah, by the way, that was me again that she ran into. Although she kind of got comboed, it looks like. Yeah, I mean, this was bad. She's literally trying to turn me again. And she gets a front bumper of an Alfa Romeo for her troubles. She gets pushed into me, and somehow my car still takes no damage from any of that. That was actually on Mizoto just as much as it was on Liv, but they're both kind of klutzy. And also Mizoto just fucked himself with that mistake, because now there's no way he's winning the championship. Nozomi is already in 7th, not far behind Haneo herself. And Haneo knows that, and she's gonna try and get as many places as she can anyway, just in case. And Kotori is finally allowed to be relevant for once, so she's running P3. Finishing here would nearly double her total points. A win actually straight up would double her score. And I'm slowly dying inside because I'm actually struggling to catch up to this fucking minivan. He started on pole and he's making the best out of it that he possibly could. I have the top speed advantage though, so I'm gonna get right up to the back of him here, but I don't think I have. No, actually I did have a chance, but he defended. I still got alongside, just about, but it didn't matter. He had the better line in. Now here it's not even like damage or anything, Kotori just does not have much pace. And Umi has slowly crept her way into the top half of the field. She's about to become relevant in the battle between, well, a lot of Mercury as Kotori almost just turns Nozomi there. Good thing the Mustang is nice and heavy, it's hard to spin out. With a basic pit maneuver anyway. It's probably easier for the driver to spin it out than for somebody else to. Umi sneaks down the inside of Noir for 7th. A bit of understeer, awkward line on the way in, but it does not keep the Audi at bay. Not quite. Good nighttime finale. The light pollution gives the sky a weird tint that I kind of like. I don't even know what color it'd be. It's like an off red or something. She tried to sneak on the inside of Kotori, but was not given an option. Thrasher's just surrounded by Mercury Racing, who are running 3, 5, 6, 7 at the moment. Yeah, Kotori's not doing much about that. Umi just got the run of a lifetime now.
Bruh.
Oh fuck. Oh god. Thrasher. Mustang team killing fucktard. That's a very big implication right there. That could actually be the championship, believe it or not. It's very likely to be, as a matter of fact. 12 cars have taken no damage so far. 13, actually. Tyler's ahead of this as well, so yeah. Unless Umi, like, uses, like, Nitrox 2 or something, I think Thrasher just costed her the championship. Especially because it looks like Haneo is about to make a move on Katamatsu to take the race lead away. Umi's kind of there, but yeah, that's not going to be fun in the garage later. I know Nozomi's pretty laid back, but Thrasher just cost her a championship and a lot of positions that would have been worth a little bit of money on their own. Yeah, Haneo's gonna make the pass for the lead. She's obviously seen what just happened and knows that if she can produce a high finish here, she will have now won the championship, courtesy of Thrasher being an absolute klutz. I wonder how well Katamatsu can hold on. He's got, I mean, it's pretty spread out up here at the front now that those two contenders have been removed from the equation. Oh my god, Kotori also got damaged or something. What did you get her by? Bruh. Really, Noir? Come on. Didn't damage her car. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. That was basically just like a bump and run with extra steps for 5th place over a car that's last in points by a mile. That's just cruel. Umi has overtaken the minivan, and so once again gonna have a Mercury Racing duel to the finish line, this time between Umi and Haneo, rather than Haneo and Nozomi. If you wonder why that happened. How could this have possibly been the case? But I think with the way that, now with Kotori being removed, I think the worst that Taka could do is 4th, and that's if I get around him. Which I've been unable to do thus far, despite having more than one attempt at it. He just breaks better than me into the final chicane. And he's trying to sneak through. An overtake from her could mean a lot for the championship, but at the same time, Mercury doesn't really do team orders too much, especially if the... I mean, what, one of you is going to win the championship, because Yiko also got caught up in his own bullshit. He's running 14th. Yep, those are numbers. At the moment, Nozomi is 13th. Trying to do the math in my head, but I think I'm just going to commentate the finish and do that later, because that's kind of how this has always worked. Oh, Umi, or no, not Umi. Name's Umi. Yep, that's the Audi. Yep, the Audi. To the inside, it's going to be a drag race to the start-finish line. And Umi is going to edge her out by more than that, or less than that. Okay, that wasn't actually that close. I didn't know where the start-finish line was. Okay, so Umi wins. Steals a point from Haneo, so she scores 19 to 8 for Nozomi because she's not catching Tyler. Yeah. Mr. What was that? Like 15th in points? Yeah, literally. Just changed the whole landscape of the championship. Good job breaking it, hero. I come 4th, NFR 4-5 to round off our championship, so we did our jobs. Maybe Noir didn't do hers quite as cleanly, but yeah, Nozomi is gonna only take 13th place, or only finish outside of the top 5, much less the top 10, and it's gonna be the one that matters. Because, yeah, I'm just gonna do the math real quick and rejoin you in a second. So, yep, it's official. Your Clubman Cup champion for Challenge Series Season 2 is Haneo Koizumi at 102 points. Second is Nozomi at 101 points. I wouldn't be a fly on the wall for that one. Mizoto manages to hold on to 3rd in points despite finishing in the way back here. 89 points to his credit. Me and Francesca tie at 80 for 4th in points. But Francesca's going to get that off tiebreaker because her best result was 3rd to my 4th. Neo, yeah, I remember her. She was almost in this championship fight, and she ends up 6th in points at 78 because she placed last. Noir and Umi are tied at 71, fittingly. Noir is going to get that on tiebreaker, though, because they both have 1 win, but Noir's second best finish was 5th place to Umi's 7th. So, yeah, 71-point tie there. Katamatsu, the driver who basically had an entire character arc just trying to qualify for the Clubman Cup, doesn't do all too bad for himself. Only really had 1 bad race, and that was round 3 back in high-speed ring, which was to be expected for a track that's based around high-speed circuits, or high speed, and a minivan which lacks the high-end top speed. Not going to do well. He comes away with 9th in points. 10th goes to Vincent Houston at 62, followed by Nittery at 60, I can read. Tyler at 57, Damien at 55, Newstein's bitch ass at 53, Thrasher at 50. Yeah, really deserved to be a deciding point in that championship, didn't you, down there? Literally half of Nozomi's points. Nakazato at 46, 16 points. Jeremiah Wood with 45, Fernando with 41, Sham with 40, and Kotori's luck did not get any better as she got clobbered by Noir, sent to the back, only scores 3 points for a grand total of 23. Last in points by 17 behind Sham in the Beetle. The only person to finish... Actually, no, that's... I was gonna say she's the only person to finish last more than once. No, Nakazato did the same thing. But also Nakazato had 3 results in the top 8, whereas Kotori's best result was 12th. So... I hope my mic's probably picking that up, unfortunately. Maybe I should have left the bathroom door open so that it tunes out American Idol up there. But yeah, that will wrap things up for the Clubman Cup. I really do not want to be, I'm really glad that that's not involved me between Nozomi and Thrasher, because that's going to be an ugly conversation to be had in the off day here.